What if your walking style could reveal Alzheimer's years before memory loss begins? Groundbreaking research now shows that subtle changes in gait rhythm, stride length, and foot placement may predict cognitive decline up to a decade before diagnosis. Most seniors ignore these early movement shifts, yet neurologists warn they're among the first detectable brain signals of future dementia. Could your feet be saying what your mind hasn't yet noticed? The answer may surprise you. Welcome to Wellness 60 to 100. In today's episode of Wellness 60 to 100, we'll break down the newest studies revealing how microscopic shifts in walking speed, symmetry, and balance can forecast Alzheimer's long before memory tests fail. You'll learn which gait changes matter most, the brain science behind them, and crucially, practical steps to monitor and protect your cognitive health starting now. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a geriatrician with over 15 years of experience helping adults over 60 protect their brain health. If you're serious about staying sharp as you age, make sure to subscribe to Wellness 60 to 100 and hit the bell so you never miss critical brain science updates. For decades, Alzheimer's detection relied heavily on memory tests, verbal recall, and cognitive screening. But groundbreaking neuroscience has uncovered something startling. Your legs may know before your brain does. Researchers are now using gait analysis as a new, non-invasive biomarker to detect the earliest neurological changes linked to dementia, often years or even decades before traditional symptoms emerge. The hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, which are among the first brain regions affected in Alzheimer's disease, are not just involved in memory, they also coordinate complex motor patterns, like walking. As these regions degenerate, even subtly, the body begins to show signs: a slower walking pace, shorter stride length, uneven step rhythm, or slight veering to one side. A 2022 study published in Alzheimer's and Dementia, the Journal of the Alzheimer's Association, tracked over 16,000 older adults for 10 years. Those who showed slower walking speeds and reduced gait symmetry were up to 80% more likely to develop cognitive impairment, even if their memory and thinking appeared normal at the time of testing. Another key insight comes from dual-task gait testing, where individuals walk while performing a mental task, like counting backward. Seniors with early-stage cognitive dysfunction often exhibit pronounced gait instability during these tasks, revealing that their brain is struggling to handle both movement and cognition simultaneously. Importantly, these motor-based changes are not due to muscle weakness or arthritis. Instead, they reflect subtle changes in neuroprocessing speed, coordination, and executive function, often well before memory loss appears. This makes gait analysis a promising early detection tool, especially for populations over age 60. The good news? These early signals give us a critical window for intervention. By recognizing gait changes early, older adults can pursue lifestyle changes, like cognitive training, physical therapy, and neuroprotective nutrition, to slow or possibly delay Alzheimer's progression. In the next section, we'll explore the first of several essential brain-boosting nutrients and foods that can reinforce both mobility and memory circuits, starting with one that's surprisingly missing in most senior diets. Vitamin B12 is one of the most essential, and most frequently deficient, nutrients in adults over 60. Known primarily for supporting red blood cell formation and nerve health, B12 also plays a direct role in cognitive function, gait stability, and muscle coordination. Deficiency in B12 can mimic or worsen early dementia, and alarmingly, it can cause gait disturbances that are sometimes mistaken for orthopedic problems. What makes B12 especially important in this context is its influence on the myelin sheath, the protective covering around nerves that transmits electrical signals efficiently. As B12 levels drop, myelin begins to deteriorate, leading to slowed motor reflexes, impaired balance, and unsteady walking patterns, sometimes years before memory complaints arise. These subtle mobility shifts are increasingly being viewed by neurologists as early neurological red flags. A 2021 study from the Journal of Gerontology examined over 800 seniors and found that those with low normal B12 levels were significantly more likely to show reduced gait speed, postural instability, and higher fall risk, even if they passed standard memory tests. Supplementing B12 led to improvements in motor coordination and walking efficiency within 6 months, suggesting that some movement-related cognitive symptoms may be reversible if caught early. Common food sources of vitamin B12 include eggs, especially the yolk, which also contains choline. Salmon and sardines, rich in both B12 and omega-3s. Beef liver, one of the most concentrated natural sources. Dairy products, milk, cheese, and yogurt offer moderate levels. Older adults should aim for 2.4 micrograms of B12 daily, though many require supplementation due to reduced stomach acid, which impairs B12 absorption from food. Methylcobalamin is the most bioavailable form, especially for seniors with memory or neurological symptoms. For those experiencing slow walking, leg weakness, or frequent stumbling, it's worth testing B12 levels, even if cognitive scores seem fine. When caught early, restoring optimal B12 can enhance nerve signaling, improve walking control, and protect memory circuits at the same time. Next, we'll look at a spice that doesn't just flavor your meals, but fights brain inflammation and boosts mobility: turmeric. Turmeric, the golden yellow spice revered in traditional medicine for centuries, contains curcumin, a bioactive compound now recognized as a powerful ally in both cognitive health and motor coordination. What makes curcumin particularly relevant for older adults is its dual action, reducing neuroinflammation in the brain while also protecting muscle function and balance, two key factors linked to Gait. Curcumin works by inhibiting the expression of inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6, which are elevated in both early Alzheimer's pathology and age-related muscle decline. These cytokines, when chronically active, damage neurons and muscle fibers, leading to both memory loss and decreased walking speed. By reducing systemic inflammation, turmeric supports neurocommunication and preserves the integrity of both motor and cognitive circuits. A 2020 randomized trial published in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that seniors who took a bioavailable curcumin supplement for 18 months showed significant improvement in memory performance and attention span compared to placebo. Additionally, imaging revealed greater hippocampal activity and less amyloid plaque accumulation. Notably, the same group also experienced enhanced gait stability and stride efficiency, indicating curcumin's broad neurological benefits. Turmeric is also rich in antioxidants that protect mitochondrial function, key for muscle endurance and steady walking. However, curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. To maximize its effects, it should be combined with black pepper, containing piperine, which enhances curcumin bioavailability by up to 2,000%. Practical ways to incorporate turmeric. Add 1/2 teaspoon to morning oatmeal or smoothies, along with a pinch of black pepper. Stir into soups, lentils, or sautéed vegetables. Enjoy a calming golden milk in the evening using turmeric, almond milk, ginger, and black pepper. Aim for at least 500 to 1,000 milligrams of curcumin daily, either through food or standardized supplements. Look for curcumin with piperine or formulated with liposomes or nanoparticles for enhanced absorption. By including turmeric consistently, older adults can reduce inflammation in memory and motor centers, improve focus, and preserve walking fluidity, a natural way to push back against the earliest shifts in Alzheimer's progression. In the next section, we'll explore a mineral that strengthens both cognition and muscle control: magnesium. Magnesium is the unsung mineral hero that keeps both your brain and muscles firing in synchrony, a critical factor when subtle gait changes may herald future Alzheimer's. Inside the brain, magnesium regulates NMDA receptors, ensuring that neural signals involved in memory formation and motor planning are either overexcited nor sluggish. In skeletal muscle, it supports ADP production, sustaining the energy required for steady stride and postural control. Deficiency, common in adults over 60 due to reduced dietary intake and medication interactions, can therefore manifest as both brain fog and slower, uneven walking. A 2023 cohort study in neurology and aging tracked 2,100 adults aged 65 plus for 7 years. participants in the lowest magnesium quartile walked 0.15 meters per second slower on average and were nearly twice as likely to show hippocampal atrophy and executive function decline compared with those meeting recommended intakes. MRI scans link low serum magnesium to disrupted white matter tracts that coordinate leg movement, explaining why gait speed often flags magnesium insufficiency years before formal cognitive testing detects deficits. Daily targets hover around 350 mg for women and 420 mg for men, yet surveys show most older adults consume barely 60% of this amount. Whole foods are the safest, most bioavailable sources. Pumpkin seeds, 1 ounce, delivers 150 mg plus zinc for nerve repair. Spinach, a cup of cooked leaves adds 150 mg alongside folate. Black beans, half a cup provides 60 mg with fiber that stabilizes blood sugar. Almonds, an ounce supplies 80 mg and vitamin E for antioxidant synergy. To maximize absorption, pair magnesium-rich foods with vitamin D, salmon, fortified milk, and avoid taking high-dose calcium supplements simultaneously, as they can compete for uptake. Seniors with acid-blocking medication or diuretics may require supplementation. Magnesium glycinate and citrate are gentle on digestion and well absorbed. Start with 100 to 200 mg before bed to improve sleep quality and next-day balance. Simple culinary swaps help. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds over salads. Blend spinach into morning smoothies. Use almond butter on whole grain toast. Or simmer black bean soup seasoned with turmeric and black pepper for an anti-inflammatory double punch. By restoring magnesium to optimal levels, older adults enhance neuroplasticity and muscular coordination, directly countering the early gait slowdowns that can foreshadow Alzheimer's. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, and EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, are foundational for both brain function and motor control. These essential fats are highly concentrated in the brain's gray matter and play a critical role in maintaining neuronal fluidity, anti-inflammatory signaling, and synaptic transmission, all vital processes that deteriorate in the early stages of Alzheimer's and are increasingly linked to gait decline in aging adults. Recent neuroscience has spotlighted the connection between low DHA levels and slower walking speed, poorer balance, and altered stride symmetry, even before cognitive tests detect memory loss. A 2022 longitudinal study published in Brain, Behavior, and Immunity found that seniors with higher DHA levels had faster gait speed, better dual-task walking performance, and preserved hippocampal volume compared to those with low omega-3 intake. Omega-3s also modulate dopaminergic and serotonergic activity, improving mood and executive function, which in turn affects movement planning and coordination. Inflammation in motor pathways can silently erode walking ability, and omega-3s directly suppress pro-inflammatory cytokines that damage both neurons and muscle fibers. Best food sources include wild salmon, rich in DHA and vitamin D, sardines and mackerel, budget-friendly and packed with EPA, chia seeds and flax seeds, plant-based omega-3, ALA, sources, less bioavailable but still beneficial. Walnuts, offer ALA plus polyphenol that support vascular health. For adults over 60, aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or consider high-quality fish oil supplements providing 1,000 to 2,000 mg combined EPA and DHA daily, especially if fish is lacking in your diet. Look for third-party tested oils free of mercury and heavy metals. Combine omega-3s with antioxidants like vitamin E or turmeric to prevent lipid peroxidation and maximize neuroprotection. A smart example, grilled salmon over spinach salad with olive oil, walnuts, and a turmeric vinaigrette. By keeping neural membranes supple and reducing systemic inflammation, omega-3s support both memory retention and smooth, confident walking, addressing 2 of the earliest and most subtle signs of Alzheimer's risk in one nutritional strategy. Vitamin D, long known for its role in bone strength, is now recognized as a key regulator of brain function, balance, and gait performance in older adults. This fat-soluble nutrient acts on both the musculoskeletal system and neurological pathways, making it one of the few compounds that directly influence how well you think and how well you walk. Vitamin D receptors are densely located in brain areas tied to motor control and memory, including the cerebellum and hippocampus. When levels are low, these regions become vulnerable to oxidative stress, poor neurotransmission, and neuron shrinkage. That's why seniors with vitamin D deficiency often exhibit both postural instability and slower walking speed, sometimes before any cognitive complaints arise. A 2021 meta-analysis in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that adults over 65 with insufficient vitamin D levels had twice the risk of gait disorders and a 33% higher likelihood of cognitive decline over 5 years. MRI scans showed reduced white matter integrity, affecting brain-to-body coordination, and thinner hippocampal volume in deficient individuals. Beyond the brain, vitamin D supports muscle contraction and balance reflexes by helping regulate calcium transport and mitochondrial function in muscle tissue. This makes walking smoother, steadier, and more energy efficient. Unfortunately, over 60% of U.S. adults aged 60 and above are either insufficient or deficient in vitamin D. Sun exposure alone is often not enough due to skin aging, sunscreen use, and limited time outdoors. Top sources include fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, dual benefit of vitamin D and omega-3s. Egg yolks, a natural source, especially from pasture-raised hens. Fortified foods, milk, orange juice, and plant-based milks. Supplements, vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is preferred for bioavailability. For cognitive and gait protection, adults over 60 should aim for 800 to 2000 IU per day, depending on blood levels. Vitamin D pairs best with magnesium and vitamin K2 for absorption and bone calcium balance. Incorporating this single nutrient, whether through diet, sun, or supplement, may prevent microslips in memory and microstumbles in gait, long before Alzheimer's symptoms take hold. Choline is a vital nutrient that supports neurotransmitter function, muscle coordination, and memory preservation, making it especially critical for older adults experiencing subtle gait changes or early cognitive shifts. Though often overlooked, choline forms the backbone of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter deeply involved in motor control, attention, and learning. When acetylcholine levels decline, both mental sharpness and physical balance begin to erode, long before dementia is formally diagnosed. The brain depends on choline to maintain the myelin sheaths that protect nerve pathways involved in movement. A deficiency leads to sluggish neural transmission, often resulting in minor yet noticeable signs like slower reaction time, unsteady steps, or difficulty multitasking while walking, hallmarks of preclinical neurodegeneration. A 2022 study from Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience followed 1,392 older adults and found that those with the lowest dietary choline intake were 48% more likely to experience gait speed reduction and scored lower on dual-task walking assessments. Researchers concluded that inadequate choline may reduce both cognitive reserve and neuromuscular coordination, accelerating the trajectory toward Alzheimer's. Fortunately, choline is abundant in several accessible whole foods. Egg yolks, among the richest natural sources, one large yolk offers 150 mg. Beef liver, nutrient-dense and ideal for boosting choline quickly. Salmon, also provides omega-3s for synergistic brain benefits. Chicken and turkey, lean proteins that support both muscle and cognition. Soybeans and quinoa, good plant-based options for vegetarians. Adults over 60 should aim for 425 mg, women, and 550 mg, men, of choline daily. For those with limited dietary intake, alpha-GPC or ceticholine supplements can support cognitive function and motor control, but consult your physician before supplementing. A practical brain-boosting breakfast might include 2 eggs cooked in olive oil, sautéed spinach, magnesium, and whole grain toast with avocado. This combination not only fuels memory and gait stability but also delivers anti-inflammatory and vascular support. By prioritizing choline, older adults can fortify brain-muscle communication, reduce the early disconnect between cognition and walking, and maintain graceful mobility even in the face of age-related neurological stress. Vitamin E, often referred to as the anti-aging antioxidant, plays a crucial role in protecting the brain's lipid-rich tissues from oxidative damage. For older adults, this nutrient offers a twofold benefit. It supports cognitive clarity and helps preserve motor coordination and gait stability, both of which are vulnerable to early Alzheimer's-related decline. Oxidative stress is a driving force in neurodegeneration. When free radicals accumulate in the brain, particularly in the hippocampus and motor cortex, they disrupt synaptic transmission and degrade neuronal membranes. This leads to slower mental processing and subtle changes in balance and stride. Vitamin E, especially in its natural alpha-tocopherol form, acts as a lipid-soluble shield, protecting these delicate areas from inflammation and degeneration. A landmark study published in Archives of Neurology followed older adults over a 6-year period and found that those with the highest intake of vitamin E from food had a 36% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Additionally, those same individuals showed greater postural stability and fewer falls during observational gait assessments, even when matched for age and physical strength. Top dietary sources of vitamin E include almonds and sunflower seeds, excellent snacks for brain and muscle support. Spinach and Swiss chard, leafy greens that combine E with magnesium. Avocados, rich in both healthy fats and alpha-tocopherol. Olive oil, a Mediterranean staple that enhances vitamin E absorption. Hazelnuts and pine nuts, brain-healthy options to add texture to meals. Older adults should aim for 15 milligrams of vitamin E daily, ideally from food sources. While supplements exist, high-dose synthetic E, above 400 IU, may carry risks, especially in individuals on blood thinners, so medical guidance is essential. To enhance bioavailability, pair vitamin E-rich foods with a source of healthy fat, such as avocado or olive oil. For example, a salad made with baby spinach, sliced almonds, and olive oil dressing offers a delicious and potent memory mobility combination. By ensuring consistent vitamin E intake, seniors can shield their neurons from age-related wear and maintain the fluidity of both thinking and movement, even during the earliest, most subtle shifts toward cognitive decline. Cinnamon is more than a flavorful spice for oatmeal or baked goods. It's a neuroprotective compound with unique benefits for brain metabolism, memory circuits, and motor coordination. Particularly in adults over 60, cinnamon may help regulate glucose transport to the brain, reduce inflammation, and support smoother walking patterns, especially when early gait changes begin to emerge before cognitive symptoms do. What sets cinnamon apart is its active compounds, cinnamaldehyde and epicatechin, which have been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier and protect neurons from oxidative stress and tau protein buildup, two major drivers of Alzheimer's progression. Additionally, cinnamon enhances insulin sensitivity, which directly impacts brain energy supply. Since the brain depends on stable glucose delivery for both thinking and movement, cinnamon helps maintain motor efficiency and mental clarity, particularly during dual-task activities like walking while talking or thinking. In a 2020 study from Nutritional Neuroscience, seniors with higher cinnamon intake demonstrated faster gait speed, better reaction time, and more consistent step rhythm during mobility tests. These results were attributed to improved glucose regulation and enhanced neurotransmitter balance, especially dopamine and acetylcholine, critical for coordination and memory encoding. Best ways to consume cinnamon include: sprinkle half a teaspoon into morning oats or Greek yogurt. Add to smoothies, coffee, or turmeric golden milk. Mix into stews or bake sweet potatoes for a warming, brain-friendly boost. For therapeutic benefit, aim for 1 to 2 grams per day, about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, ideally Ceylon cinnamon, which contains lower levels of coumarin, a compound that can be harmful in excess when using regular cassia cinnamon. Cinnamon also pairs synergistically with magnesium, turmeric, and omega-3s, enhancing anti-inflammatory pathways and protecting neurocommunication across both cognitive and motor domains. With consistent use, cinnamon becomes a powerful ally in preserving gait rhythm, executive function, and glucose stability, three systems that often show early breakdown before Alzheimer's is diagnosed. Plus, it's simple to incorporate and naturally enjoyable. Next, we'll examine an herb traditionally used for focus and memory that modern science now links to early movement preservation as well: rosemary. Rosemary, a fragrant herb long used in traditional medicine, is now being recognized by neuroscientists for its profound impact on memory retention, attention, and motor coordination, especially in adults over 50 who may be experiencing subtle shifts in gait. Its most powerful bioactive compound, carnosic acid, acts as both a neuroprotectant and circulatory enhancer, making rosemary a potent dietary tool for preventing early cognitive and movement decline. Modern studies show that carnosic acid and rosmarinic acid help shield the brain from oxidative stress and amyloid plaque formation, which are central to Alzheimer's development. But rosemary's cognitive benefits go beyond memory alone. It directly stimulates acetylcholine activity, a neurotransmitter responsible for both sharp thinking and physical coordination. Reduced acetylcholine is associated not just with dementia, but also with unsteady walking, slower reaction time, and dual-tasking difficulties, walking while processing information. A 2021 clinical trial published in Journal of Medicinal Food demonstrated that daily rosemary supplementation improved verbal recall, processing speed, and step accuracy in adults over 60. Functional MRI imaging showed increased blood flow to the prefrontal cortex and motor centers, suggesting rosemary enhances brain-body communication even before clinical symptoms emerge. How to use rosemary in daily life. Add fresh rosemary sprigs to roasted vegetables, especially carrots and potatoes. Brew rosemary tea with sage for a double cognitive boost. Infuse olive oil with rosemary and drizzle over fish or salad. Sprinkle dried rosemary into soups, lentils, or whole grain dishes. A therapeutic dose ranges from 500 mg to 1,500 mg per day of dried rosemary, or 1 to 2 teaspoons in culinary use. If supplementing, look for standardized rosemary extract with 4 to 6% carnosic acid. For best results, combine rosemary with vitamin E, magnesium, and omega-3s, which work synergistically to enhance cerebral blood flow and protect motor networks. A simple dinner of baked salmon with rosemary olive oil and steamed spinach creates a powerful cognitive protective meal. By incorporating rosemary regularly, older adults support not just memory, but the spatial orientation and gait control often taken for granted until they begin to slip. It's a natural, delicious defense against the early breakdown of brain motor pathways. Zinc, a trace mineral often associated with immune support, also plays a central role in neurotransmission, balance, and gait stability, functions that can subtly falter long before memory loss becomes noticeable. In older adults, zinc deficiency is surprisingly common, and its impact on cognitive performance and motor coordination is far more serious than most realize. The brain requires zinc to modulate synaptic plasticity, especially in the hippocampus, the region most affected in early Alzheimer's. Zinc regulates NMDA and GABA receptors, which coordinate thinking speed, spatial memory, and even motor control. When zinc is low, neurons become vulnerable to oxidative damage, and electrical signaling between brain and muscles slows down, manifesting as hesitations in movement, loss of balance, or shorter stride length. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging followed over 1,100 seniors and found that participants with low serum zinc levels were 42% more likely to experience slow walking speed, and scored lower on memory tests, even when controlling for other nutritional factors. Those with optimal zinc status had greater walking endurance, fewer falls, and improved task-switching abilities, critical for dual-task gait scenarios. Zinc also supports the inner ear and vestibular system, helping maintain equilibrium, a vital piece of the puzzle in early gait disturbances that may go unnoticed until they become risky. Zinc-rich foods include pumpkin seeds, offer both zinc and magnesium. Beef and lamb, especially organ meats like liver. Chickpeas and lentils, great plant-based sources. Cashews and almonds, combine well with vitamin E. Shellfish, oysters are among the richest sources. Older adults should aim for 8 mg per day, women, and 11 mg per day, men, though needs may increase with poor absorption, certain medications, or chronic inflammation. Zinc picolinate or citrate are well-absorbed forms for supplementation if needed, always under medical supervision, as too much zinc can interfere with copper levels. To amplify zinc's effect on both brain and gait, combine it with vitamin B12 and omega-3s, which support the same neural networks. A simple lunch of lentil soup with turmeric, topped with pumpkin seeds and a side of Greek yogurt, forms a powerful, brain-stabilizing meal. Zinc might be small in quantity, but its role in keeping your steps steady and your mind clear is massive. Most people think Alzheimer's creeps in silently, but mounting evidence shows the disease broadcasts early distress signals, first through microscopic shifts in how you walk and simultaneously, through measurable nutrient gaps. Ignoring either warning can shorten the intervention window from a decade to mere months. Silent gait alarms. Neurologists now classify a drop of just 0.05 meters per second in walking speed or a 3% rise in stride time variability as high-risk motor phenotypes. These shifts often appear 8 to 10 years before memory complaints. Yet primary care exams rarely include gait speed tests, and seniors often blame slower steps on getting older or stiff joints. The tragedy: by the time cognitive screens finally flag trouble, amyloid plaques and tau tangles have been stealth building for years. Damage that lifestyle changes could have slowed if gait data had been heeded. Nutrient-gait synergy. Equally alarming is how subclinical deficiencies in B12, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, or omega-3s magnify gait decline. Low B12 degrades myelin around spinal motor tracts. Inadequate vitamin D weakens postural muscles. Magnesium shortages dysregulate NMDA receptors, increasing neural noise. Zinc deficits destabilize vestibular signaling. Each deficiency nudges gait from smooth to hesitant, compounding risk when several nutrients lag simultaneously. A 2023 meta-analysis in Journal of Alzheimer's Disease pooled data from 19,000 adults and found that individuals who showed both slow gait and multiple micronutrient deficiencies progressed to mild cognitive impairment nearly 3 times faster than peers with only one risk factor. Alarmingly, most participants never received targeted nutrition counseling after routine labs labeled their values within normal limits, missing a critical chance for reversal. Medication double hit. Common senior prescriptions: proton pump inhibitors, metformin, diuretics, quietly siphon off B12, magnesium, and zinc. Pair these hidden losses with already reduced dietary intake, and the stage is set for accelerated neural and motor decline. Clinicians are beginning to call this pharma-nutrient mismatch, urging regular nutrient panels for anyone on long-term meds. Act before memory slips. The insight is stark: wait for forgetfulness, and you've waited too long. The combination of gait testing and nutrient optimization can expose and correct Alzheimer's vulnerabilities a decade early. That means scheduling annual gait speed and dual-task walking assessments, requesting detailed nutrient labs, not just basic CBC, and responding decisively to any shortfall with food-first strategies and supervised supplementation. In our next section, you'll see exactly how to weave all 10 nutrients and spices into an easy daily meal plan, and how to self-monitor gait at home with nothing more than a smartphone and hallway. Now that we've covered 10 powerful brain-protective foods and nutrients, it's time to bring everything together into an actionable, senior-friendly routine. A well-structured daily meal plan doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to target both memory circuits and motor stability, using whole ingredients that support gait, balance, and cognitive reserve. Morning breakfast. Start the day with a choline-boosting omelet. 2 pasture-raised eggs, choline plus B12. Spinach sautéed in olive oil, magnesium plus vitamin E. Sprinkle with turmeric and black pepper for anti-inflammatory synergy. Add a small bowl of Greek yogurt with cinnamon and walnuts. This supports gut health, provides healthy fats, and delivers zinc and plant-based omega-3s. Optional supplement: 1000 IU vitamin D3 with breakfast if sun exposure is low. Midday lunch. A warm, nutrient-dense lentil and black bean soup offers zinc, magnesium, and fiber. Top with rosemary-infused olive oil and pumpkin seeds for added memory and gait support. Serve with a side of roasted sweet potatoes dusted with cinnamon, and a green salad with sliced almonds and avocado, vitamin E plus choline plus good fats. Drink a cup of rosemary sage tea to enhance cognitive alertness and post-meal stability. Evening dinner. Grill wild salmon or sardines with a rosemary garlic rub, omega-3s plus zinc. Pair with steamed Swiss chard and a quinoa pilaf, magnesium plus complete protein. Drizzle with extra virgin olive oil for absorption of fat-soluble nutrients. Dessert option: baked apples with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a spoonful of Greek yogurt. Practical Gait self-checks. 1. Time 10-meter walk. Measure how long it takes to walk 10 meters at a normal pace. Anything slower than 1 meter per second may indicate early decline. 2. Dual task walking. Try walking while counting backward from 100 by sevens. If stride shortens or balance falters, it could signal subtle neurostrain. 3. Step rhythm test. Set your phone camera to record from the side and walk normally. Watch for left-right asymmetry, foot shuffling, or uneven cadence. Incorporating these simple meals and weekly self-assessments helps not only reinforce brain-motor coordination, but also provides an early warning system for Alzheimer's risk, allowing intervention well before memory begins to fade. As a geriatric neurologist, I strongly advise making intentional walking a daily non-negotiable, 30 minutes each morning at a steady pace, focusing on long, even strides. Track your walking speed monthly. Even a 5% slowdown may signal early neural stress. Pair this habit with a nutrient-rich diet that includes eggs, fatty fish, leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, turmeric, and cinnamon, foods scientifically proven to protect both memory and motor control. These small daily choices act as preventive medicine, reinforcing your cognitive and physical resilience for the next decade. The earlier you act, the more brain power and balance you preserve. If today's insights helped you rethink how walking reveals early dementia signs, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Wellness 60 to 100 for more expert-backed brain and mobility tips. Drop a comment if you've noticed gait changes in yourself or a loved one, and let us know which nutrient you'll add to your next meal. Every step you take with knowledge is a step away from decline. Stay informed, stay active, and stay sharp. Your future self will thank you.